to learn about low porosity hair and how to take care of it to the best of your abilities, keep watching this video. Enjoy! Check 1, 2. Ooh, hold on now. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about low porosity hair specifically and how to maintain low porosity hair. First and foremost, what I do want to, what I do want to say before we get into the video is if you see my hair looking funky on one side and not the other side, that is because when I was a senior in high school, I had this sew in and I had my leave out over here. And so my leave out got heat damage and your girl had to cut it off. So like this is some of the area, you see it's short right here. If I take this same piece of hair on this side, as you can see, it's grown halfway, so you know, that is why it may look funky on one side and not the other. But let's get into it. So first and foremost, what I do want to talk about is what exactly is porosity. Porosity basically is the way that your hair retains moisture or water specifically. There are 3 types of porosity. There's low porosity, high porosity, then there's normal porosity. To test what kind of porosity your hair is, I just used a simple test. It's the water test. Basically what you do is you grab a strand of your hair and you drop it in a cup of water. It doesn't matter how much water is in the cup. You just drop your piece of hair in, wait 10 minutes. 10 minutes go by, and then you want to look back to the cup, and if your hair floats on top of the water, then you have low porosity hair. If it sinks, you have high porosity hair, and if it's in the middle, you have normal or medium porosity hair. So basically, your hair is, and so let's talk about why low porosity hair is floating. The low porosity hair floats on top of the water because the pores and the shafts in the hair strand are closed. They are closed, no moisture is getting in, and so that way the water is not getting into the hair. So how do we open those shafts? Let's start with heat. Heat is very, 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 very important to low porosity hair. Heat is what allows the pores to open up, and that allows moisture and the protein and all the good stuff to come inside your hair and get in there and actually be moisturized. You know how your hair, it may look good and everything, but you know it feels dry. You know it's not right. And I know all this time we've been told not to use heat on our hair, no flat ironing, been told to rinse our hair with cold water. For low porosity people, that is not the case. It is completely different for us. We need to rinse our hair in hot water so that way it'll open it up and whatever we put inside our hair is actually getting in there and the moisture is being soaked in and all the good nutrients is in there. Every morning I make sure that I go to the sink and put in warm water in it so that way it is opening up my hair shafts and the moisture that I'm putting in actually is getting into my hair. When I'm deep conditioning my hair, I put the deep conditioner in, I twist it, I put my shower cap on, and then I use a blow dryer. I blow dry my hair with hot air so that way my hair shafts are open and the good inside of the deep conditioner is actually getting into my hair. It is so important to use heat. My next tip, I know it may be tempting to use all the thick products and you know all the butters and all the creams and everything, but I am here to tell you it's not for you, boo. It is not for you. For low porosity people, the thicker products cannot exactly get into the hair shafts. It's too thick. It's really just sitting on top, and that's why you get a lot of buildup and buildup and buildup. So it is better for low porosity people to use milks, oils, thinner products that will really be able to get into the hair shafts of your hair. Now, I'm not saying you can't use the thicker products. but the thinner products actually do better for your hair. Later on in the video, I will show you what products I use and what products I feel like are best for my type of hair, and they might be good for your type of hair. Next, I'm going to be talking about washing your hair. For low porosity people, product oftentimes tends to build up on top of your hair. So it is better for you to use shampoos. Yes, I'm saying this. It is better to use shampoos that are more stripping towards your hair. Now I know it might sound bad, but for low porosity hair, the product will just build up and it's really not doing any good for your hair. So it is important that you wash your hair routinely and also wash it with a shampoo that will help to cleanse your hair. So the co-washes, we gotta throw them away. Well, we don't have to throw them away, but you have to make sure that you are shampooing your hair routinely. My final tip for low porosity hair people is to make sure that we deep condition our hair. Low porosity hair, it is high in protein, but it is low in moisture, and deep conditioners are really good for low porosity hair. It helps to get the moisture in, gets it compact, and all that good stuff. I will show you what deep conditioners I use in a minute, but deep conditioning is important. I deep condition my hair just about every time I wash my hair on my wash days. So it's very important to do that. There are two methods that are best for making sure you actually are locking in that moisture inside of your hair. The first method are twist outs and braid outs. Overnight, it's good to braid up your hair, twist up your hair if you have time, or if you don't have time, make time to twist up your hair at night with some kind of moisturizer. You're really making sure you're locking the moisture into your hair and sealing it in there overnight. Also, overnight, make sure you wear a bonnet, a cap, a scarf, whatever, so that you're really helping to keep that moisture locked in your hair. The second method is the praying hands method. When you're applying product, you want to take a section of your hair, you're gonna put the product in your hand, and you're just gonna go like that several times over the section, small section, and that is making sure you are firmly getting that moisture into your hair. And without further ado, I'm gonna show you what products I use and what does the best for me. First, I'm going to start with my deep conditioners. The best deep conditioner, I'm gonna put a picture right there, and yeah, and these two are my favorite deep conditioner, and when I don't have those, I use this, the strengthening and restore Shea Moisture's Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Treatment Mask. Whew. Next, I'm going to show you my oils. First, my Jamaican Black Castor Oil. This is so good. I use it on my edges and I use it throughout my hair, and it's good to really, get in and massage. When I'm not using Jamaican Black Castor Oil, I'm using the Wild Growth Solution, and that works very well for hair growth as well. So when I'm applying just the oil to my hair, I do use argan oil or coconut oil. Next, I'm going to go to my milks. While doing my research on low porosity hair, I found out that milks are much better and much more moisturizing than leave-in conditioners for natural low porosity hair. This is mainly because leave-in conditioners tend to be thicker and they don't really get into your hair, and milk is a light substance that will get into the hair shafts. So for the first milk that I use is my Shea Moisture Curl and Style Milk. It's neck and neck between this one and the next one. Next, I do use this Lotta Body Moisturize Me. People sleep on Lotta Body. This is so good, and their edge control is so good. And these are my favorite. Now for the people that must use leave-in conditioner, there is one that I feel like is a good consistency, and that is the Eco Styler leave-in conditioner. It's black castor oil and flaxseed. This one is very thin and very light. That's how it looks. creamy, buttery. What am I gonna do with this now? But yeah, this is very good and it's very thin, so it will work as a better leave-in conditioner. And also, it works well when you use an Eco Styler gel afterwards. Speaking of gels, Eco Styler. I know everybody has heard that Eco Styler was canceled, but it was never canceled for me. And if you want, you can pause the video and look at the screenshot right here. Eco Styler clapped back, and they told all y'all haters what was really going on. Anyways, these are my top 3 Eco Stylers that I use. This one is more of a firm hold. I use this for when I'm doing slick downs. I also use this for twist outs to really keep the shape of the curl pattern. My next 2 favorites are these. Personally, I feel like this one is more moisturizing and this one has a firmer hold, but they both are very moisturizing, and this one is the newer one and I really like this one, so I use this one more. But before this one came out, I used this. These are the best personally for wash and goes. Last but not least, I do use this. Last but not least, I do use this by Cantu. It is the Define and Shine Custard. This is one of the few products I do use from Cantu. As you can see, it moves pretty fast, and this is the best for when you want slip in your hair. Slip is basically the ability for you to actually like run your fingers through your hair. Last but not least, warm water. Warm water is the best thing for your hair. Little porosity here, there, everywhere. Period. For all you faithful watchers that watched all the way to the end of my video, you do get a bonus tip. This tip is very good and it will help to keep your hair hydrated. So let me tell you, heating up your products is very good to do before you use them. There are things such as hot oil treatments that you can do to your hair to help really get those, to help really make sure that those products are seeping into your hair. All you have to do, get your oil or whatever thick product you want to use, put it in a small container, get hot boiling water, and put this or whatever product you're using inside of it to help heat it up. And that way the heated product is really getting into your hair. And that's all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune into my next video that will be out when? Next Saturday. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. And I hope to see you guys next week.